Hi, this is Aaron Masliansky, and you're about to listen to the next episode of Inside the Skev. I hope you enjoy. As a reminder, I'm a real estate agent at Dreamtown Realty in Evanston, and if you need any help finding or selling real estate in the Chicagoland area, or specifically Evanston or Skokie or Skevinston, just reach out to me. You can find more information on my website at aaronmasliansky.com, or feel free to email me at aaron@skevinston.com. Thanks so much. Enjoy the show. Welcome to Inside the Skev, and I'm your host, Aaron Masliansky. Today we are here with Katherine Gotsick, and she is from the Main Dempster Mile, which is a special service area that helps the businesses in the area between Dempster and Main in Evanston. So, Katherine, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. I love talking about my district. So,
well, there's a lot of great things to talk about in your district, so I think it's kind of easy.
Let's get into it.
Yes,
absolutely. Why are we not talking about it yet?
I know. You're right.
It's been 15 seconds.
It has. Well, it's been taking too long. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what your district is and what types of businesses make it up and everything?
Sure. Yeah, so we're just south of downtown Evanston, and it is an overwhelmingly small business district. It's the charming little gas lamp street from east-west on Dempster, from Hinman to Elmwood, and about the same on Main Street, plus all of the businesses in between, the auto barn, the grocery stores, the Binnies, all of those as well.
And some of the new apartment complexes too.
Yeah, the Main Chicago building is the new one, which opened in October of 2016, and they just filled their third of 4 retail spots. So
great
tenants on both residential and commercial. But I want to talk about the fact that it's such a small business district. There are 260-some businesses in the district, and only 20 or 30 of them have any corporate support at all, and that's the grocery stores, the banks, the Walgreens, the
Net Zero Walgreens.
Yeah, the Net Zero Walgreens. Yeah, it is fun to just walk around that Walgreens because they actually have like little plaques posted wherever they have ecologically sound innovations happening. So even if you're not buying anything there, you could go on a little scavenger hunt of all the cool things they're doing to run net zero. It's really, really neat.
It is. And I have a Nissan Leaf, which I bought from the auto barn.
Nice. Yes. I actually don't own a car. I bike commute 100%, weather permitting.
That's awesome.
But I really love the Nissan Juke. Turns out they're not doing it anymore. I was really considering getting a Juke, but it's the only car that's like at all enticed me for, I don't know, 15 years
check out the
now.
Leaf.
All right, I'll look at the Leaf here.
Yes, that's net zero too.
Thank you for shopping the mile.
You're welcome. So how do these independent businesses thrive?
Well, it's kind of a commitment on both their part and also on the parts of Evanstonians and North Shore and Chicago residents. So they have really committed to making unique experiences and personal experiences, and so many of them are like, you walk in and there's really nothing else like it. Like, you go in and you're like, this store is a unicorn. And then you go into the next one and you're like, oh my God, it's another unicorn. And then you go to the third one and you're like, oh, this is a town full of unicorns. And then you don't even need to speak to the owners or the people behind the counters in order to kind of feel like that. But when you do, you realize that these stores are like double unicorns. Like,
it's the owner and the place.
It's the place. They're all living their passions, right? These are people who have decided to take this left turn, or they've been committed to it all their life. And it's something that they're really passionate about. I listened to your podcast with David from Blind Faith. I mean, like, he had no experience running a restaurant.
He was 22 when he bought the place.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
But he was passionate about vegetarian eating and cooking. And so many people have the same story, even if it's just about like gifts. Like we have a couple of shops that are just like their whole thing is like, it made me smile, and I want to sell it to people so that they smile too. Right? that is like, there are people out there like that. But then there's other people who are cultivate urban rainforest and gallery. She's passionate about plants and greenery, and she also is passionate about art, and so she opened a store that is both a gallery and a plant shop. And
what a combination!
I know it's interesting though. She really does. This is the commitment. It's like she's like, it's going to be these two things, and it really is. If you walk in, whenever she changes exhibits, she paints all the walls and she rearranges the store, and she's not going small. You know?
No.
She's going big. There are so many. There's so many. And now that I've said that, there's all these unicorns. I can't think of another one.
Even like Vogue Fabrics.
Vogue,
they've been around forever.
One of the owners, Rogie Sussman, is on our board of directors, and she's going to be so upset with me for not knowing exactly how many years, because she has told me many times. It's 75, 76, something like that. And the story of the story of them is actually really interesting too, because her grandfather started the store as a dressmaker. He was selling dresses to Evanston women, and he had all these wonderful fabrics that they loved. But back in World War II times, they also sewed. And so they'd come in and they'd be like, I love the fabric on this dress. Can you just get me the fabric? And so he evolved, and he became a fabric store instead of a dressmaker. And they've only grown, and they have, so that's a third generation now. It was certainly their grandparents'
it's incredible.
passion, right? And I mean, Rogie, who sits on our board, I mean, like the stuff she knows about fashion and fabrics and all of that, she doesn't actually talk about it unless you ask her. And as soon as you ask her, you realize the depth of her knowledge. She's a really well-rounded person. She knows she knows math and business and
this is what she breathes.
Yeah, right. And she also knows fabrics. So it's really, I did we have a Meet the Merchants blog on our website, and I interviewed her, and one of the questions I asked was like, what's the weirdest thing you've ever sold? and she went on, she gave me a list of like a dozen things that were one weirder than the other. Like,
oh my God.
I'm trying
like
to,
what?
well, like, I'm not going to get this exactly right, but something like 1 million yards of reflective white fabric that she sold to NASA.
Really? For NASA
yes.
contacted them?
I think so.
What was it for? Like, what were they doing with it?
I don't know. And I'm not sure she does either.
Probably not. Top secrets.
Right, yeah. So, but there was, so, I mean, and every owner has a story like that, a story about why they started, how they started, and what's weird that they've ever sold or encountered. And so they've made a commitment to really doing this. And then people in Evanston it's been very refreshing and really cool just to hear them be so supportive of people who have made this commitment to them. I work with the merchants a lot more than I work with the residents, but the residents that I know are just very committed to supporting these stores and shopping local and living local and buying local, and that's really neat.
Well, it's a lifestyle.
Yes. Oh, yes. Evanston is a lifestyle, I think, right?
Well, I love it how there's all the different neighborhoods, so you get a flavor like where you are, Main Dempster. You get a different flavor in downtown. Mm-hmm. You get a different flavor in West Evanston or Central
Howard,
Street.
Yeah.
It's really awesome.
I think I've heard the city manager say, and I hope I'm not misquoting him, but his wife runs the National Main Street Institute, which kind of supports people who have jobs like me, who are really doing special services and civic engagement type stuff. And I think I've heard him say that she says a town should not be able to support this many different business districts. It's a town of 75,000. There's like 9 business districts that are
It's true. There really
either
are.
organized or emerging or or self-sufficient.
I mean, but I think it's not just the people in Evanston. It's people from all over that come up there.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I'm thinking of a bunch of businesses in my district that I would really count as straight up destination businesses. People come from all over. Go to Vogue, for instance.
Right.
Also on Main Street, there are Goods picture framing. People come from all over. They have a very big network of fine artists that they work with. Guitar Works, lots of people coming from around for them. Secret Treasures, the antique store.
Or Squeezebox.
Squeezebox, yeah. I mean,
people keep telling me I need to have them on here.
Yes, what a good idea.
I actually haven't been there.
Well, you know,
I should go.
It's not going anywhere, so you can go down there. They're another one where it's like you walk in and you're like, oh, what a cool store. And then you talk to any of them and you're like, what a bunch of cool people. They're really neat.
It's the unicorn and the unicorn.
He's had the same staff there ever since I've started the job too. Yeah. And they all just are really passionate about these books. I think they just added a new person or two now that they have the larger shop. But he's also, Tim Peterson, the owner, is just real smart too. He's a very savvy business person but could also talk about, you know, music forever and books forever. And they're really neat. Like somebody looks at every single title they put on their shelves. If you walk in and you look at how many albums and how many books are on the shelves, that's kind of a point of pride of theirs is we don't just take the boxes of books and put them on the shelves. Like somebody goes in and curates and takes that extra time to make sure that it's a cool experience for people coming in. Yeah,
people have pride here. I mean, and passion. You have passion.
I do. I'm so nerdy about this.
You're so nerdy about the Main Dempster Mile.
I really am.
What brought you here? What's the reason?
Oh, chance, really. I mean, I wasn't looking for this job when I took it.
No.
I shouldn't say that. I was looking for a job, but I wasn't looking for like
specific.
Like a Chamber of Commerce job or anything like that. I was a corporate meeting planner for many years and real burnout job. It's a 24-hour work day. I was doing a lot of work in Europe and Asia, and so and it's also, I feel like corporate living is kind of soulless, right? It really my whole job was just to convince people to let me pay them less than they were worth, I mean, and when you're so beholden to the bottom line, it's after a while you kind of you do hollow out. And that's not something that I would have known necessarily until I took this job.
Because you could see the difference.
Different. It's so different. I thought every job is just like that job. That's what jobs are like. But this job is not like that. But so I was very burnt out, and I thought that my big left turn in life was going to be running a summer camp. And so I spent a summer running a summer camp, and it was not a good fit.
Why not?
I did not love it, and it did not love me. Well, I was the director of the camp, and so I wasn't really involved with the kids except to the extent that I decided to, or to the extent that they were in trouble, right? Mm-hmm. I only got things escalated to me when it was a problem. Otherwise, I was scheduling and making, timesheets and all of that kind of other stuff.
An office job, basically.
Yeah, and an interesting one. I think I would have gotten better at it, and I think I would have gotten to like it more, but after my first summer, I was kind of like, well, I don't know. And I was looking around, and this job was out there. I found it on npo.net. Like I said, I was not specifically looking for this kind of job. But it was easy to get to on my bike. It was easy to get to on public transport. That was another thing.
Do you live in the area or in the city?
I don't. I live in the city. I live in Edgewater.
Oh, okay.
I have a thing about not wanting to live where I work.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. I want different inputs. If I could live further away, I would.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I think that's important in life, is not to just be in the same place all the time. And that's something that's cool about Evanston, is it's so different than Chicago.
Yeah.
You can, it's like a smaller, more charming, more manageable Chicago, food town, art town, sports town,
university.
yeah, right,
parks.
college town, right.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, the parks. But I mean, like, you could scale up real quick on just a trip on the train.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, because you've got the Metro and CTA right here too.
So yeah, I mean, like,
So it's like
so
20 minutes to
convenient.
downtown.
Yeah, so it's just super, super, super convenient for me, and so that so I don't want to live where I work, but I do love coming here. Like, I love coming here. Like I said, I told you before we started recording, actually, I wasn't sure I was going to like working in the suburbs, and I really like it. Yeah. I really like it. It's great.
Well, Evanston's pretty awesome.
Yes, it is.
And you work out of the CoLab space?
Yeah, the co-working space right at Main in Chicago.
Okay.
Yes.
So are there, I assume there's like all different types of businesses that work out there.
Yeah. There's a couple of IT-based businesses. There's one that I am really high on. There's Quest Networking Services, which is a guy who does small business computer services, and he'll do anything. He's just like, how can I help you about this stuff that I'm nerdy with? So he can do hardware, he can do network, he can install security cameras, and he has residential and commercial clients.
Anything geeky.
Anything geeky, you can. I ask him about everything geeky. I'm like, if you have old computers you want to get rid of, you want to recycle. He's literally just kind of that small town guy who's like, how can I help you? And then there are some more corporate type IT people. There's I don't even actually, this is shameful, I don't know the name of it, but there's a guy who runs sports camps,
really?
Like kind of big time sports camps. There's a lady who manages tours to Ethiopia, which is where she lived for many, many years. Yeah, I mean, there are PhD students there. And everybody's really friendly. That's really neat, because I, in the summers, I'm pretty disruptive because I'm carrying boxes around all the time, and I'm like, I keep the door open so
Boxes
I can
of
load
what?
boxes. Oh man! Well, we do a summer concert series 3 times over the course of the summer. 4 times actually this year. 3 on Main, 1 on Dempster.
Really?
And,
where at?
Oh, coolest hidden nugget space in the world. The Main Street ones are we call it Train Station Alley. It's the alley right between the 2 train stations on Main Street. So
Okay.
yeah, so it used to be Piccolo Theater.
Yes.
Yes. And then on Dempster, this year for the first time, we're actually closing down Sherman Avenue between Dempster and Greenwood and doing a Last Days of Summer concert.
That's so awesome.
We did them last year on Main Street for the first time, and it was really I thought it would be popular, but it was really, really, the success of it exceeded my expectations. I think people just really like it. We have local talent, so there's a band that plays out of Guitar Works. There's a band that plays out of PM Woodwind, which is a store on the Mile. There's School of Rock that's right there.
So much music.
There's a weird amount of art and music down there, too. I shouldn't say weird. It's not weird at all. It's just perfect.
Keeping it weird.
Perfect amount.
Yes.
But lots of galleries, lots of music, lots of literature, reading. We have 3 bookstores right there on Main Street. 2. We have the children's bookstore, Squeeze Box, and then right in between is the Chicago Main Newsstand.
Oh, that's a famous place.
Yeah, it's one of the most photographed places ever in my experience of Instagram. It's really, really, really Instagrammable.
Because it just the colors work so well.
Yeah.
I have this condo that I rent out every year on Main and Hinman, and I went around and took pictures all around the area to kind of just show this district, because this is what you're living in, and that's one of the pictures, the main
right,
the newsstand. Yeah.
Well, you should come down and take a picture of the concerts.
I should.
You're invited.
Thank you.
It's like it's mostly like neighbors. It's very local. It's like people show up, they bring their own camp chairs and a lot of strollers. We set up picnic tables, and local vendors serve. Sketchbook serves beer, or Sketchbook doesn't. La Principal serves Sketchbook beer. They sell margaritas. Firehouse serves pizza. Yo Fresh comes out and brings ice cream, and some other like non-eateries will come out and do like French market type sales as well. There, it's really neat.
You talk about Sketchbook, and you've got Few, and you have these breweries and distilleries that never existed before. That's really changed made it a lot more lively, I'd say, right?
Oh yeah. Well, we just actually 2 weeks ago, maybe the 16th of May, we had an event that celebrated our breweries and distilleries. So it was the Evanston Craft Crawl, and 35 different businesses serve tastings of either Sketchbook beer, Few cocktails, or Kombucha Brava kombucha, which is the third or the second brewery. It's not a distillery. We have 2 breweries in the distillery. The Sketchbook is just like a cool neighborhood hangout. Like, it's a very fun place for people to like come and just hang out. And they're expanding their tap room, by the way. They're like tripling the size of their tap room.
They've been that popular.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think they're opening up production space too. They've got like some Jewel and Mariano's deals, and I might be I don't know if they actually have those deals, but I hear them spoken about, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. If they don't have them, they should. And so they're growing like crazy. Few certainly was already large by the time I got here, but that was exponential growth when it happened. They really exploded.
Yeah, they're distributing everywhere.
They're straight up global. I had the most interesting conversation with the owner, Paul Haletko, about Brexit because it affects his sales and all of these like tariffs that the current administration is imposing. Like, he's somebody that's being affected by it to a great extent. I think he said, I don't want to misspeak on something like this, but like a significant portion, or a small but significant percentage of his business is in Britain, and it goes away if Brexit happens or if the tariffs are enforced. So it's it really brings that home too, and he has that unique perspective. Like the gift shop doesn't have that perspective.
Well, but it's cool that at least like it's a small independent community, but we are so connected to the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of the coolest businesses on the mile is also it's a kind of a Silicon Valley type software platform. The company is called CraftJack.
Oh, sure.
And CraftJack has employees, I think, behind Autobarn. They might be the second biggest employer on the mile.
I know of someone who works there and someone who founded it. So.
Oh, sure, yeah. And so it's they support ImproveNet.com, I think, is the website that they underpin, and that's like they have concerns that nobody else on the mile has either. Like, it's really neat to talk to them as well.
Yeah.
And so, is it Noah that you know this?
Yeah.
So Noah's, I talk to him every once in a while. I had a meeting when I first got the job, and just he wants to. it's harder for him to be involved in the stuff that I do, right? Because it's very retail oriented. But he's so generous with his time and his spirit. He's like, oh, if anybody needs a conference room, like not everybody has a conference room. Like they could use our conference room. I wanted to like have our annual meeting up there because it's such a cool office. It's one of my favorite offices on the Mile.
I need to get a tour. Noah, if you're listening, you need to give me a tour, okay? You probably are, so.
I hope so. Thank you, Noah, for everything. I wish I could do more with you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And there's some good coffee on the Mile, too, isn't there?
Oh, so much and still coming. So Brothers K, Bagel Art. Hold on. I haven't even started yet.
Not independent, but there are 2 Starbuckses.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, very well trafficked, but they don't need my help.
No.
But surprisingly accessible, by the way. Even, like, the Starbucks on Dempster last year, there was when the Space held their out-of-space festival right there on Dempster Street. They were very easy to get to the right person and talk to them about staffing concerns and how we could set up that would be a win-win for them. It was even the large companies.
Community partners.
Yeah, it really felt like it felt like they were local, even though they weren't local.
Right.
Or they aren't local. But Reprise Roasters is coming into town. That's one of the questions I get most often in the last year. Reprise Roasters is they roast their own coffee, by the way.
Yeah.
And
where are they going in?
710 Main Street.
Okay.
And have been for over a year. So everybody's like, when is the coffee shop opening up? And for a year I've been like, I think it's next month. but I really think it's going to be next month.
Okay. So this time it's for real.
I really do. I was
so
really
it depends on when this
be...
is released. I'll just wait for a month
exactly,
before.
right? Yes.
Yeah.
Release. I'll let you know a month from when I actually think it's going to happen.
Thank you.
Actually, they're like at this point, it's just a matter of like how physically long it's going to take the contractors to build it out, because all of the rest of the things that were causing them problems are now solved. They had some like all the problems that everybody has when they want to open a business, like problems with their drawings and pulling their permits and getting in the right place on their contractor schedule and all of those type of things. Yeah, all of that stuff. But all of that, as I understand it, all of that stuff is solved. And now, like the last several days that I go up to the window and I just like paste my face on it because I want to see what's happening. And the last several times I've done that in the past couple of weeks, there's always somebody in there doing something.
Okay,
so
that's
people
a positive development.
doing things.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to know when the Reprise Roasters is coming, probably next month, but no guarantees.
Right.
They feel bad too because they've done such a good job of putting themselves out there, so everybody knows they're coming. Everybody likes their product. Like there's a shop in Winnetka, and people know them and they're excited. And if I happen to be talking to one of the owners outside of and they came and served coffee at our at the Main Street concerts. Like they really did
so
some like
really
community engagement and now whenever anybody sees them, they're like, "So when are you opening?" And they're like,
deep breaths.
yeah. Here's the deal. All right, so knocking wood.
1 month.
Yes, 1 month.
And then you've got Dollop also.
Yes, I can't believe it. I knew I was missing somebody.
Yeah, they're super busy all the time.
They're so great, and they're another one that like they almost don't need me, but they're still incredibly generous. Like they don't require economic development support. But if I ever ask them for anything, they almost always say yes. It's really neat. It's unless it's something that they literally can't do.
Yeah.
So I haven't. I mean, like I wouldn't tell you if I had, but I haven't met anybody that I don't think is really cool. Down there.
I mean, even like Crossroads, I mean, that's been there forever.
Forever and ever. They are, I mean, like, I don't do a ton with them because they're so busy. Even just meeting their owner, I've exchanged emails, but I've never, and I'm right at CoLab right across the street.
Right. Literally across the street.
Literally across the street. And anytime I go in there, they're always too busy for me to feel comfortable being like, can I have a moment to tell you about, like, can I put a poster in your window?
But they're very friendly.
Extremely friendly.
Yeah.
They're wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all wonderful. Everybody, they're all wonderful.
And even you've got a library there. I mean, I think that really speaks to the community that there was a library in Southeast Evanston that closed, and then the community opened up their own private library, and then the city took it back over.
Well,
right?
and
does that sum it up?
Yeah, it does. And I fear it's going to happen again because with the new Robert Crown opening, which I have no problems with, and the library that's going to go in there with.
But they're going to move.
No problem. Yeah, they talk about shutting down that branch, and I mean, they can, but I think they're going to open it back up again.
I think you're right.
I really do.
Yeah.
They are and just being right there and seeing the traffic that comes in every day and understanding the purpose that it really serves in that community. It's such a walkable, strollable. There's the community is, babies to elderly, and a lot of people use that library. So if they moved it away, I think that the community would really feel it, and I think they would rise up again.
I think you're right. I mean, it's really it really epitomizes Evanston that you have. Right now, 3 libraries, will be a 4th, plus the university's libraries.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
well, it's a smart town. Yeah, I mean,
no kidding.
We
value education.
We really do value education, and not only education, but kind of curiosity.
Yeah.
And intellectual exercise. all those shop owners that I talked to you about that are living their passions could also talk to you about. Louise from Cultivate, who owns Cultivate, she was in the music business for many years in A&R, and so she could talk to you about music all day as well. Like, these are just really, really smart, curious people who have all kind of landed in the same place, and it's really neat to be among them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, even like I know people who live in the district and who just rave about Lincoln Elementary. Like, it's just like there's so much pride, and I think that's actually true in like every school in Evanston. I mean, my kids go to Walker, and it's like people have Walker pride, or people are at Lincolnwood and they have Lincolnwood pride, or whatever it may be. But it's pretty awesome to see.
Oh, I have. Yeah, I mean, like I see a Lincoln T-shirt every day on an adult.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah.
And Nichols is right there as well, and they're a little off the beaten path, so I don't have quite as much interaction with them. But in Kiravali, I actually have some interaction with as well. So there's all sorts of education going on.
People love that. I mean, I know some people who send their kids there, and someone who works there, and I mean, there is a ton of passion there. And I also think it's interesting that there's a lumber yards in the community, Evanston Lumber.
It is. Well, there's more like straight up manufacturing than you think there is I think in Evanston in general, but on the Mile. You wouldn't think of it like that. But
not at all.
Evanston Lumber you can see from the road, right? And it is straight up and down industrial. And they're all very cool. Like, everyone in the community has to deal with them because the trucks go past everyone, and that's sometimes problematic. And nobody wants to go away, though. Everybody understands the value that they bring, and also a lot of people don't understand that as a resident you could work with them. They're so industrial that people are like, oh, they deal with Home Depot. You can walk in there and ask them to cut you a door.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There's a design center on Sherman right across from Nichols, actually, and you can walk in there and just be like, I'm doing my kitchen, and I want custom cabinets, and they can do stuff like that. I hope I haven't promised something that they can't do, but I think they
You're going
can.
to get people in their door.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think they can. So there's them, but there's also all of these, like, minor, not minor, they're, like, heavy machinery type. If you've ever seen Hewn, the amount of heavy machinery that is required to do what they do.
For baking?
Yeah. They have, like...
Or are they,
one of my...
baking on an industrial scale?
Not yet, but they will. I mean, like, they need to.
Okay.
They at whatever point that they can grow, and I fear they've outgrown their current space. I will take them for as long as they'll stay, but I worry that they won't be able to stay much longer, right? But I mean, like, I happen upon them with a semi unloading something that looks like a robot, and I'm like, what is this? And they get nerdy about, like, oh, it's this mixer that'll do like 50 gallons at the same time. And so if you've ever taken a tour of their back row, it's a really weird mix of, like, this kind of industrial, sheeters and mixers and things like that. And then just straight up people rolling out dough, end to end. The chocolatier, Belgian chocolatier Perron, the amount of kind of industrial equipment required to do what they do is a manufacturing operation. They have a shaking table. So, like, when they pour their molds, they have to shake all the bubbles out from the bottom up to the top.
Really?
Yeah. I urge them. I'm constantly like, will you do tours? Will you please do tours?
Well, you need to do there should be a tour where it could be like the Main Dempster tour.
I know, of, like, behind the curtain.
Love to.
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
Or a video tour even. This
is when it's kind of a double-edged sword for it to be the owner who's, like, also behind the counter, is because, man, they need some balance, right?
Yeah.
So many of them are like, if I do that, I can't actually go to my kid's volleyball game, or I can't, it's because they're real people who happen to be living their passions. But I think that's part of it too. Is, for me, I could ask for a million things, and I think that they would bring value to the people if they did them.
Sure.
But I mean, like, they have to make choices because they're real people living real lives, man.
Yeah.
It's not like they go home at 5. They live that business 24/7.
Well, I'm sure there's stresses and everything. I mean, one of the things that I was reading an article in Cranes about the property taxes and how they're changing.
Yeah.
And I know that's a big issue for you guys. So
but it's been neat to see the leadership actually on the mile. So many of the business owners, especially on Main Street, own their own businesses. The chocolatiers own the buildings that the building that they're in. Mm-hmm. Guitar Works, he owns his own building. Goods, Vogue, the Varag Jewelers, they own the building that their business is in. And so Richard Fisher at Auto Barn,
sure,
been a very outspoken critic of the property tax assessments. And I think I'm in a little bit over my head. I think this assessor is trying to do the right thing, or he's trying to do the common sense thing, or what I don't think he's coming from a place of malice or corruption or anything like that. But what he's done has created chaos in such a way that he's created adversarial relationships where he doesn't have to. The increases that these businesses have seen essentially require them. It makes them. It makes it so they can't.
Doubling of their property tax?
The smallest one I've heard about was 89%, and the largest one I heard about was 380%. And
now that's assessed value.
It's assessed value, correct? Yeah. But so I heard Richard Fisher say it very adeptly. He's like, "You've made it so we can't make money on the business, and we can't sell it because it's too expensive." Mm-hmm. He's like, "What choice do we have but to abandon these businesses or these buildings, unless you work with us and fix it?" And so I went to several of the meetings with the assessor's office, and they said they expect it to get fixed, and that these assessments are coming from a place of I want to say ignorance. They just don't know what the real numbers are, and so they're asking everyone to appeal so that they can get the real numbers and have some documentations to back up the real numbers.
Okay.
But that's upsetting too, because when you appeal, you have to retain an attorney, and generally you're
paying a fee.
You're paying a fee, and the more that they correct for you, the higher their fee. So it's punitive either way.
Right.
So again, like this, it's very chaotic, and it's not okay. Like that's something I'm not allowed to really do advocacy. But if I could, I certainly would do advocacy on that. As a nonprofit, as a 501c6, that's why I can't do it.
Understood.
Yeah, so I have an opinion, but the Main Dempster Mile does not.
Okay.
How's that?
That's fair. I appreciate you answering that. Yeah. No, I mean, it's these businesses want to be successful, and I think that a lot of the things that your organization does helps that. I mean, the festivals, the promotion. By the way, is the Custer Street Fair part of?
It is not.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something that frequently is confusing because it happens right in the heart of the district. But Custer Fair is a piccolo theater initiative, and for many years it's like the money that they make off of Custer Fair funds the piccolo season. Like that's how they put on their plays. But they've had a couple of management changes over the past couple of years, so I don't think they did one show last year, and I think it was just a one night only, and they're kind of getting back on their feet now. But it is not ours. We do have this year, I'm actually really excited about this. We have collaborated with them to buy the parking lot on Main Street, and we're going to put an oasis, Main Dempster Mile kind of oasis in the parking lot. So we'll have our own stage with local music on it, and local vendors who will come in and really do their thing. As opposed to people who come in with like the more generic fair type stuff.
Sure.
The art or the garments that you see at every street fair, we're going to have like a little oasis from that. It'll be all Evanston. It'll be mostly Main Dempster Mile people. And
I mean, this area is like perfectly set up for that.
It's built for it.
It is a street fair every day.
It is. It kind of is. Oh my OMG, you're totally right.
Yes. I think that's
it is,
a good marketing
Custer
way.
Fair every day, yeah.
Main Dempster Fair every day. I mean, it's every type of business. I mean, even like Lappin is
Yes.
in the district, and they've helped me over the years with my computers.
Have they?
Yeah.
There's another one where I have not. I've exchanged emails with the owners, but I've never actually met him. Every once in a while, I come in, and again, it's like I'm like, can I take a second from you helping people? And they're like, nope. No. And I get that. I've left my business card there, and I do speak with the owner, Roger.
Sure.
And I love it that they're in an art gallery. That is it's such a pleasing little thing. That's another one of those kind of like rare
mix.
pairings, of like computer repair and straight up art gallery.
No, it's awesome. I mean,
yes.
I used to work in the district actually, I did. Mm-hmm. It was right, but it was in there.
Okay.
And I didn't use. I used a PC guy before, and the company that I worked for was all Mac, and I converted, and I haven't gone back, but Lappin always helped with everything, so I owe a great debt to them.
Oh, well, thank you, Lappin,
yes,
for everything.
And call Katherine back.
Yes, or just take a second.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes, all the Lappin customers that are listening, if I come in, please be patient. I really want to meet Roger.
It'll happen.
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, what are some of the what do you envision for the future of the district? I know that there's been some big things like Benny's coming in and Trader Joe's. I mean, those have been some really big national things coming in. Do you envision any more of that, or more independence, or?
Yeah, not if we can help it, right? I think that the residents in the neighborhood are pleased that we have good corporate citizens who are moving in. Like Binny's and Trader Joe's, quite frankly, I work with them all the time.
Yeah.
Binny's has come in with a great commitment to helping Evanston nonprofits and have given money to several of them. They're one of the larger payers into our tax levy, and so I'm happy to have that space filled.
Oh, sure, of course.
It makes a dent, like in a budget as small as ours, when Whole Foods leaves and you don't have that tax money, and then it makes a big difference again when Binny's comes in and you do have it. Mm-hmm. And again, they generally say yes. If I ask them for anything, they say yes. But I think Evanstonians vote with their feet, right? There are some who are going to Binny's for what they need, but I think they do so knowing that they'll be walking down to the Wine Goddess an extra time or two that week to make up for it, to do their corporate penance.
That's so true.
It is so true. Yeah, they like, I have to get this from Binny's, but I'll buy an extra couple of bottles from Wine Goddess next week. The charm of the neighborhood and the character of the neighborhood is really around it being someplace where you can meet the owner when you walk in and have a conversation with them about something in the store and also maybe something outside the store. I know many customers who have become Facebook friends with a shopkeeper just from whatever conversation they have, and good connections too.
Sure.
So I would like to see us continue to develop that vibe rather than a Trader Joe's or a Binny's vibe. But I certainly don't have any complaints about having Trader Joe's or Binny's in the district. They are serving a need, and they're bringing a lot of cars into the district that wouldn't come otherwise. I know a lot of friends in Rogers Park who do their shopping right in my district
really
because of it.
by.
It's very, very easy for them to do it, so they have to drive past my charming gas lamp on Main Street in order to do that. And if they're coming from Wilmette or Winnetka, they have to drive past the charming gas lamp on Dempster. So it's it's good, but it's not in a perfect world. I would have one guy that owned Binny's.
Right.
And he would be in the store having those same conversations. Actually, Michael Binstein is as close to that as you can kind of get for a company that big.
Yeah.
I don't know about that either. I'm thinking about Paul Letko at Few, who I do see all the time, and know that his kids play hockey and do mudlark. Like, I don't know that about Michael Binstein. It's all.
But they're good corporate stewards, so that's good.
So far, so good.
And I have to say also, space is such a huge thing for the district, right?
Gosh, I love space so much. Yes, they are. Yeah, I'm actually speechless thinking about, like, number one, how cool they are, the people inside the doors. Number two, like, just how valuable they are, not only to me but to all of Evanston. People are coming from all around to see their acts, and they're staying in Evanston hotels, and they're eating at Evanston restaurants, and really, like, they're one of those anchors and hubs that I'm just really, really fortunate to have in our district. They are truly wonderful. The people, the product, the space. Mm-hmm. No pun intended. No.
Well, it's a wonderful place to shop, to live, everything. Mm-hmm. Where can people find your organization on social media and online?
It's always going to be Main Dempster Mile. That's Instagram, no hyphens, no anything like that, straight up Main Dempster Mile. Our website is maindempstermile.com. Facebook /Main Dempster Mile, Instagram /Main Dempster Mile. I think Twitter might be Twitter Main_Dempster. But
you could search it.
You can look for it, and you will find us.
And all of your events and everything are all on your social media and websites, right?
Yeah, Facebook is really kind of the hub where you'll find information on our events, but and the website as well.
Okay. Well, it was terrific having you on, Katherine. Thank you so much.
I'm so grateful to you for asking. Honestly, like it is such a wonderful place to live, and thank you for bringing people here in your job.
It's my pleasure too. It's easy. I'm just kidding.
You're welcome.
Yes, no, but it is a great place to be. So love it, and
cool.
Thanks everyone for listening, and don't forget to subscribe. Hi, thanks so much for listening to this latest episode of Inside the Skev. Hope you enjoyed it. And just a reminder, if you're looking to buy or sell real estate in the Chicagoland area, specifically in Skokie or Evanston or Skevinston, go to my website at aaronmasliansky.com or feel free to reach out to me at aaron@skevinston.com. And don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends about it. Thanks so much.